Hello there, Maverick currency traders. This is Rob Reinhold, and it is April 24th. And I wish I could say the market has gotten very exciting, but it has not. In this session, we're going to go through what happened today. We're going to go through the current technical score. We're going to score everything from a +3 to a -3. And then, as always, we pair up the strongest against the weakest.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional Forex and crypto traders. Maverick Currencies is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional Forex and currency trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
Let's take a look at the market. Let's take a look at the news and the numbers. The news, the markets are mostly flat, and I mean all markets. The stock market, the bond market, the Forex markets. The only thing that wasn't flat was crypto, was actually weaker than everything else, but everything else pretty flat. We got two economic reports overnight. Well, the Australian one overnight. Australian inflation was supposed to come in at +0.8%, and it came in at 1.0%. Hotter than expected, and we've seen that Aussie dollar has been doing a lot better since the RBA came out and said they were going to be a little bit more hawkish. Then we got Canadian retail sales, and they missed badly. They were expected to be at 0, and it came in at -0.3. We also heard from the Bank of Canada today, just in some commentary, and they said that the rate cuts are likely to be gradual, but there definitely is going to be rate cuts. So the CAD was one of the weaker currencies today, along with the Swiss franc and the yen. And you can see that the pound, Aussie, Kiwi were the strongest. Look at these numbers. These are not great numbers. On a good day of trading, you'll see one or two currencies be up or down 1% or more. The largest move we had wasn't even 1/3%. These are just bad numbers. And I've been talking about this over the last week or two, really trying to share with you, this is not a good market to trade in. It just is not. Remember, at Maverick Trading, we have a saying, trade the market in front of you. Not the one you want it to be, not the one you think it should be, not the one that was 2 weeks ago, the one that's here, right now, and it's telling you, stay away. One of the traders I've been working with for a while told me today, he's like, I don't even want to trade. And I said, good. You should look at these markets with disgust. A lot of times I look at markets and they say, ugh, like I have no desire to even put my capital out there. That's where we are right now in Forex. The S&P and the VT were flat. Gold, basically flat. Oil down a tiny bit. Crypto was the one that got hit. And you can see the Bitcoin Cash, they went down 3 to 4%. And Litecoin, I've been talking about Litecoin, saying it's the best of the worst. So all the cryptos have been weak, but Litecoin has been the strongest. That doesn't mean you should go buy it. But what it's telling you is that when we do get a bounce in cryptos, that's going to be the first place I look, since it's held up the best in a drawdown. If we take a look at the market, we are at a -2, but we have had a good bounce back this week. A nice bounce off the bottom. We were definitely overextended, but that's it. At this point, all this is a bounce, and we could even go all the way up to 51.20. Because right there, it should run into those moving averages. Now, we got a red candle today. We did have a little bit of buying into the close. We do have some big news after the market. Meta announced their earnings, and Meta is down 81 points or 16%. So the NASDAQ futures are down about 1%. We should see a lower open, and we'll have to see what trading is like tomorrow. But in equities, we're expecting there to be a red candle tomorrow, which is kind of signaling, hey, that was it for the bear rally. That was it for the bear rally, and we're going to go back into more bearish price action. If we take a look on the schedule, we do have US GDP coming out. Now, this is the first reading of first quarter GDP. And we get that about 3 weeks after the quarter ends. Is this going to be a hotter number than the market expects? The market expects 2.5%. Look, everything has been coming out a little hotter than everyone expects. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever this comes out hotter. What happens if it comes out hotter? Well, same thing. Dollar strengthens, bonds go higher, and it is going to be negative for the stock market. Other than that, the big news here, and I talked about this last weekend, was that the Bank of Japan. This is really what everyone is looking at for the rest of the week. This is going to be the big report. The yen is hitting fresh 30-year lows. 30-year lows, and we've had no intervention from the Bank of Japan. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but I'm definitely looking to be active around this report. I am not going to be in any yen trades going into the report, but after, I absolutely could take a look at some positions. Let's go ahead and just check in on some of the currencies. I'm not going to waste a lot of our time because I don't think there's anything good right now to trade. In the currency room last week, we talked about dollar being strong. You can see that it's weakened a little bit this week, but it's still just in this pullback pattern. We talked about the yen being a good short. It has been a good short. And really, Aussie was our favorite on the long side, and you can see it's gone up a little bit. CAD was also one of our favorites, and you can see it's faded here. I'm really looking to fade this rally in CAD. The CAD has been strong. It's rallied up to this point. We've now hit that point, and it looks like we're coming down. It's a range-bound trade. That's all it is a range-bound trade. But we've got some good room down here if we see some more weakness. Looking at the European currencies, there's just nothing going on. There's just nothing going on here that really makes me excited. The pound looked like it wanted to break out, and then it just popped right back up into this range. There's really nothing here that is really calling out to me. We could come over here to the cryptos, and you can see they're more of a sell than anything. They rallied up, hit certain levels, and they've started to come down. So there's just nothing out there to trade at the moment. Here's everything stacked up for a score, and we really only have a few tradable things. None of the cryptos are tradable at this moment on the long side. So we really have yen. Now yen, we're going into an overnight session. We're going into Bank of Japan meeting. For me, yen is off the table. So I only like to trade things that are either +2 or +3 or -2 or -3. So that only leaves me with one potential trade, and that is an Aussie CAD long. Let's go take a look at that one trade, and then let's wrap this up. All right, so let's first off start with the daily chart. You can see that we are just kind of bouncing between levels here. The next run could be all the way up to this, let's call it 89.50. 89.50, so we have 50 pips of upside on an 89 pip currency. So we're looking at like 0.6%. 0.6% is like right there on the verge of, hey, that's not even worth going after. But this is really the only trade to me that's out there. And you can see that we've run up. We're putting in a high base, maybe pulling back a little bit. It's not even ready to go right here, right now. This is the only thing that I think looks even mildly interesting, and it's not really interesting enough for me to want to take a look at getting in here. I don't want to get in here because there's nothing going on. If I wait until a breakout of this 89.17 or 89.20, now I've only got 30 pips till the next resistance point. Like I said, there's just nothing great out there. Remember, cash is a position. Don't worry about being in cash. When the market's no good, you want to just be in cash. Don't be chopping up your capital. That's a problem. People go out and they chop up and chew up their capital in these really dull moments, and then when the market gets good, they're gun shy or they don't have enough capital to really take advantage of it, and they can never make it back. It's just the math. The math is against them at that point. Keep your capital. This is always cyclical. We will get better situations. Just don't force it at this moment. Look for the NASDAQ to be down big at the open tomorrow. A little bit of a risk-off move. Again, there's no correlations going on at the moment. Bank of Japan is really the next thing I'm waiting for. Looking to make a trade on yen on either Thursday night, Friday morning. That's really about it. That is the currency recap. Goodbye, everybody.